Hey, what's up, y'all? So, second video. How are y'all? Hope y'all having a good day. So yeah. Today I want to talk about being a young Christian in today's age, in time. You know, and I had another video, but I decided to make a new one because there was something I said like in a snippet I put on Snapchat. There was something I said when I was like, it's hard. Let me explain first that being a young Christian is, let me say, it is hard to resist the things that are present in our society. That's what I'm saying, because now you got, technology, that, you can see any and everything just by clicking something or searching something. You know, just other stuff, that's put out to us. And, we have lots of people. It's way more difficult than, our parents had it because they didn't have social media as we have. They didn't have, the phones that we do. So that's what I meant. Like, it's hard being a Christian, being a young Christian. But it's really not. It's more difficult than other people, other ages, because, when you're adult, you kind of, you kind of leave those things like social media and all of them. You pursue your work and stuff. So it's, easier when you're an adult, and when you're a child, you're not exposed to that pretty much yet. So, and you don't have those feelings that, we do because, we have hormones and stuff. So when I say it's hard, I mean it's hard in that way, but it is important. It's very significant to be a young Christian because, the faster you start building your foundation, the faster your spirit starts growing, the faster you invite God in and he plants that seed in you, the stronger you're going to be in the future when, you're facing all these adult problems. And, you're strong in God. And, that's the way to go about it, because when you are down, God comforts you. God comforts you. If you have that spirit, you be like, you just know when you feel anxiety, go and pray. And that was from a preacher, a pastor. He was talking about how anxiety is a sign to pray. And, when you have your trials and tribulations, you be like, boom, I got to pray. You start praying and ask God, and it will come. But as young, if you start your walk, if you try to push off your walk because you want to live your life, you think because you are young, it's time to live your life. It's not, because when you get up, you'll be like, oh, why am I facing all these problems? And you won't be as fast to go to God with it, to put your worries on God. And, that makes a whole big difference, because, a stronger person who's stronger in their walk, who has been walking for a significant amount of time, will have more patience than a person who just got in and who just started walking with God fully and has fully surrendered their life. And it's just way more benefits. And also, if you think you have to live your life or something, this is the time, to mess up, because you're going to start your walk further in life. You don't know when you're going to die, and you don't know when Jesus is going to come back, which is probably very soon. So, so you always got to keep that in mind. Also, I know most of you want your kids to be raised up the same way as you did. And if you're a Christian, I know you want your kids to be in a Christian household. And if you are trying to push off that stuff, you're going to meet a female or male who's at the same place as you, probably, because you're not going to be looking for that good Christian man or good Christian woman, and you're going to be at the same place they are. And maybe when you be like, okay, it's time for me to, you know, grow in my faith. Maybe they're not up with that because you weren't seeking that when you were younger, you know, when you first got with them. So that could break you apart. And I think it's very important now that you stand that foundation in God, because when you're trying to look for a wife or look for a husband, someone you're trying to live your whole life with, you want your kids to be raised up in the same way you were raised up. So I would want, like, if I were looking for a female, you know, I'm always watching, but I'm not looking. And I know that didn't make sense, but okay, so yeah, so I want my kids to have a strong Christian foundation at a young age, so they can build it up, so they don't do the things I did. And that just starts off with two strong Christian parents, and to have that stake in the ground, to put it in their head early so it carries out with them through their life. And yeah, just put God in their head early. And if you have someone who is, you know, not as spiritually strong as you, it's really hard, because, you know, one parent be like, I'm just going to sit back, and one parent be pushing it into their heads what they need to know about the Lord. And that really could, you know, that really can take a tear on, you know, a family, because, you know, you want to all be on the same page. So that's another thing that's, you know, young people should think about for real, because, you know, we're getting to that age. Like me, I'm 20. Some of us are getting to this age where, you know, we have like 4 or 5 years of college, and then we're out. And maybe, you know, we try to look for someone in college or something, or, you know, if you want to look for someone when you're out. So that's another thing. You want to make sure you have that strong Christian foundation at a young age before you go looking, because you want to find someone else who is similar to that. And that's really another thing. It's just like I said, hormones. Like, we are at this point where it's like everybody's doing it. And, you know, I'm not saying people hang out with people like that. I'm just saying, you know, it's so hard to hide, especially if you're still in high school, you know, and college also, but especially if you're still in high school, it's hard to hide from those things, because, you know, you got friends, you got peer pressure, etc., you know. But if you set that good foundation right now, through the years, you'll grow and grow and grow and grow, and you'll have a tree, you have a spiritual tree. And, you know, it's hard to chop that down. And yeah, and also if you wait to grow, it's like, let me see, if you wait to grow and try to live your life, you are making it easier to do things that are not abiding to God. And once you start growing and walking with God, the devil's going to start bringing those things back up. You know, it happened to me. It still happens to me, you know, and I'm growing strong in God, but sometimes those things, you know, take a toll on me. But all I know is God is with me, and, you know, God is still walking with me. And that's something y'all need to know. Even, like, that's one thing, you know, that people need to know when they first start walking with God, is that God is with you. You know, this is all for God. God has pleasure in this, because you're surrendering your life towards Him. But that's when the devil's gonna attack you. Just start attacking you a lot, because he sees all you used to live this life, and you're trying to get on the right route now. And he starts attacking you because that's when you're at your weakest, you know. And that's that's when you got to know that God is with you. God is pushing you. You just have to keep growing and growing and keep your eyes on God. Because as long as you keep your eyes on God and stay in the Word, your spiritual soul is gonna grow. I'm telling you. When I first did it, the devil would bring all these thoughts about what I did in the past, and I still get those thoughts, but it's not as much as it doesn't take a toll on me as it did. And because when I did it, it'd be like, oh God, my soul is not clean, and I'm still thinking about the things that I used to do. But no, this is the devil trying to get in your head and be like, oh, it's easier to come back to this life. Oh, it's easier, but now you're walking in good life. The way the devil's trying to lead you, the devil's trying to lead you to hell. When you turn your life, you're going forward to God, and the devil's trying to make you look back and go back. But nah, that's why you gotta start now, because now I'm telling you, right now is the best time to do it. Right now is the best time to start growing in your faith, because you don't have that much responsibility. You have the most time to get in tune when your brain is growing. Your brain is still growing. You can still get more understanding, and just it builds more of an interest now, because when you're an adult, it's hard to build interest. And if you start now, it'll build more interest. And once adult hits you, you already have that strong foundation. So you'll be proud and standing up tall with your spiritual soul, so you can just go and walk. So that's why I would recommend. No, I'm not recommending. Start now. I'm starting out. I'm not recommending. I'm not saying, y'all need to think about it. Start now. For real, because like I said, you don't know when you're going to die, and you don't know when Jesus is going to come back. And which probably is very soon. So I'm going to just say that right now. I don't want me to recommend it, and y'all start thinking about it, and it goes from your mind. It goes in one ear and out the other. So I don't want that to happen to y'all. Start now. I'm telling y'all to start now, because it's going to be way harder to start in the future. Start building and start growing. Start walking with God right now, so y'all can be strong in the future. For real, I'm telling y'all, it's the best thing to do. So hope y'all have a good day. Read the Bible, and love y'all.